Hello, everyone. Welcome to Learning French in association with the Haitian Creole with Madame Aristil. Today we are going to learn structure, grammar, where I am going to teach you subject pronouns, the subject pronouns, and how to conjugate the verb être and the present tense. C'est parti, let's go. Yes, today we are going to learn in this lesson in French the structure of the subject pronouns and the conjugation of verb être and the present tense and how to use c'est and il est. After this lesson, students should be able to do the following things in French: to identify and use subject pronouns, to conjugate the verb être and the present tense, to use c'est and il est or elle est appropriately. To begin with some critical information about subject pronouns in French. In French, as in English, the subject of a verb is the person or thing that carries out the action. The verb expresses the action itself. For example, le professeur parle français. That means the teacher speaks French. Le professeur est le sujet. Le professeur is the subject. Parle is the verb. These are some scenarios about subject pronouns, and I'm going to give you the details in the following slides. Je is the first pronoun, subject pronoun in French, which means I. First person singular. When do you use je? You use je when I am talking about myself. The second person is tu. When do you use tu? You use tu when I am talking to someone else. The third person singular subject pronoun in French is il. That means he. This is the third person. You use il when talking about someone else who's male, who's a male. And you're going to use elle, third person, still third person singular, when talking about someone else who's a female. This is an exception about or is when you're talking about people in general. For example, you can say, on parle français en France. That means everyone speaks French in France. That's general. Or you can say, since they always think French people are chic, you can say, oh, on est chic en France. Or they drink coffee a lot, you can say, on boit beaucoup de café en France. Now we have the first person plural, which is we. Okay, when do you use we? We use we when talking to a group and you include yourself in it also. And vous, which is you, and also you plural, second person plural. When do you use you? You use you, the second person plural, when you are talking to more than one person or to a group. You use you. You use il, troisième personne du pluriel, third person plural, when talking about more than one person or a group of males. You use elle, which means they still, third person plural, when talking about more than one person or a group of females. Tu versus vous. There are two words for you. You will learn the appropriate use of each word depending on the situation. You use tu when addressing a friend, a family member, or someone your age, your own age. But you will use vous when addressing, you use vous when addressing more than one person, or it can be only one person, but that person is an adult who is not your family member. It can be a boss. You will use vous in this case. Now, let me talk a little bit about the Haitian Creole. The Haitian Creole subject pronouns. There are also 6 pronouns in Haitian Creole. First, second, and third person, each in both singular and plural. Here are the Haitian Creole subject pronouns. Moi. Moi, you see moi here, but you can use the abbreviation, the short one, M. I will tell you later. Let's go. Moi for first person singular, ou for second person singular, li for third person singular, and nous first person plural, ou second person plural, yo third person plural. I told you before, we can use M. For example, this is a sentence where M means moi. You can say, map vini. Map vini, imagine someone call you. You can say, I'm coming. Now you say, map vini. You don't need to say, moi ap vini. You say, map vini. This is the abbreviation for moi. I just came with that little example. The subject pronouns in Haitian Creole change between the languages, like je, I for English, become moi, and tu and vous for you become ou. For example, comment vous y? When you say comment vous y, you ask the person, how are you? The plural form can be also comment tout moun y la, has everyone. And that was for the Haitian Creole. Now we're going to talk about le verbe être. The verb être means to be. Être means to be in English. It is an irregular verb its conjugation does not follow a pattern. When a verb is irregular, there is a set of forms for different subjects. The form être is called the infinitive. It does not correspond to any particular subject. Here's the verb être in the present tense, accompanied with the subject pronouns, of course. Je suis, tu es, il est, elle est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont, elles sont. Note that the S of the subject pronoun vous is pronounced as an English Z in the phrase vous êtes. Vous êtes à Paris. Vous êtes Monsieur Leboin. That's the way you pronounce it. In Haitian Creole, the verb être is really different from the French one. Its conjugation is mostly used in two words, c'est and ye. Here is the conjugation of the verb être, to be, in the Haitian Creole. Moi c'est, ou c'est, li c'est, nous c'est, ou c'est, tout, yo say. Ye is mostly used to talk about the past. For example, you can say to someone, où c'est police? Où c'est police? The person can answer, Nteye. That means the person was a police officer. Now we're going to be talking about c'est and il est and elle est. You say or its plural, ce sont, plus a noun to identify who or what someone or something is. Except with proper noun, an article must always precede the noun. For example, c'est un crayon. Ce sont des stylos. C'est Martine. Voilà. Martine doesn't need an article because that's a person. But when it's a noun, you have to have an article in front of c'est. Use the phrases il est, elle est, and ils sont, elles sont to refer to someone. Elle est étudiante. Il est professeur. Elle est étudiante. Il est professeur. This is the end of our sixth lesson to learn the structure of the subject pronouns and the conjugation of verb être in the present tense, and how to use the c'est and il est, or elle est. We also learned about tu versus vous. I hope you learned something. I would say if you watch the lesson and you could learn something, it would be nice to subscribe and even comment. To tell you the truth, I would like to have at least 1,000 subscribers for this month. We just began the month of October. Please subscribe, and I will be very grateful for you or to you. Merci. Au revoir. À la prochaine.